Hi everybody, this is Rosa Robichaud, and I'm just back from dyeing fabrics. Today I had a special invitation from my friend Marilyn, when she does this every year. We bring our cut up fabric, usually cottons or muslin, and we spend some fun time in her backyard, well, just acting like kids and dyeing fabric. It is a blast. And as you can tell, I got a little bit of sun. Working in an office all the time, you don't really get to see the sun too much. So that was a good thing, I guess. And I'll sleep good tonight, I can tell you that much. So stay tight. I'll give you the process there. Thank you.
This one was probably one of the first about 6 or 8 years ago.
Isn't that incredible?
We've been dying for 10.
And then Katie's holding up her other piece that she did with the tie-dye. Just beautiful. So this is the best setup to do, is you put your plastic bags inside your mason jars. This is easier, or your glasses, yeah. Here I am in the woods. We've got gloves on. See, gloves? To make sure there's no powder that goes on there. So here my cups are full of dye. And I've got, let me see here, bags that I've numbered. And these are going to have the recipes in it, as you can see. There we go. So once we given the recipe, the paints, these paints here will be going in our bags. So exciting. And there's my tie-dyed. I put paper clips and some have elastics on them. This is what Heather does, which is very nice. She's collected little plastic cups. She puts her zip-locked fabric in there, and it's all good. Thank you, Heather. Here we are. We're back home again. Oh, look at my hand. My glove leaked, and there's a little bit of yellow on there. That's okay. I'm not worried about it. So here I am back from the dyeing spot, and we're supposed to leave our fabrics in the bag for at least 24 hours. So we'll see some of these colors. Looking for it. Like some of them I just threw them in there, and some of them are tie-dyed. Hi everyone. Welcome back. Hi. I'm going to get my inks out, my dyes, and right here. And we're going to rinse them under the water. So really looking forward. They say to take the darker ones first. I don't think it's going to make a difference because I'm not using a wash tub. I'm going to be rinsing and rinsing a lot. So this may be tedious. So at some point I'm going to be deleting some of this video. I don't think you need to watch this as I'm doing this. Thing I want to mention to you, for those of you that aren't interested in dyeing but would love to buy a piece of fabric, when you go to your fabric store and you see these hand-dyed fabrics and you're saying, oh, crackerjack, there's that sentence answer. I'm not paying X number of dollars for that because that's much too expensive. Well, someone else might have a better technique than me. I'm just really a newbie. That's a lot of work involved in this, you know. It's not just to take a bottle of spray paint or dye paint or whatever and spray your fabric and voila, it's done. Oh, no, 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 no. You have to pre-treat your fabric. And you have to get your dyes ready. It costs money to buy these dyes. And then you have to make sure it stays. You have to rinse it out, and then you have to make sure the colors stay. They don't run when you do a quilt project or a tote or whatever. Because, well, that's not really what your objective is, right? Anyhow, as you can see, this is a bit of hard work, and my fingers will probably be really cramped tomorrow, but got to take this knot out. And once again, the ones that had the knots in them, you really, really, really didn't see much of a difference. And, oh, I don't know, the ones that I had elastics around. See? Isn't that pretty? Or paper clips. You can really see the mottled look. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but that's one of them. Here's, this one is really nice. I like this green. I don't know why we didn't end up with more green, but anyhow, this will look much prettier once it's been rinsed completely and dried. And seeing as I have to go to work shortly, I'm gonna have to leave myself some time for a bit of lunch and then pack my lunch and head off to work. Where'd the dye? Where'd that not? Here it is. Nope, that's not it. That's another dark piece of blue. See, and it's got a little bit of color because of the paper clips. So last year I told you I was at Marilyn's and the colors came out more mottled. This was the dyeing activity at Marilyn's last year. These are the blues and the purples. And these are the greens from last year. I absolutely love the speck look. If you hear that click, click, click noise, that's my, there you go, there's Zelda photobombing my video. And here's the oranges and the pinks from last year once again. Absolutely beautiful colors. There's an absolutely spectacular piece from last year. And this is my favoriteest piece of all from last year. It almost looks like a great Halloween scene. Probably could even turn it around and have the yellow look like the sun is setting and then the blood sky and then it turns to midnight. Yeah, but probably be doing a Halloween panel with that sometime coming up. That'll be on one of my YouTubes. So you want to really hit notify to be sure you're included. Okay, so I took my fabrics out of the dryer and I've been ironing them. And they're on our long arm table right now. So as you can see, unfortunately, there's a shadow there, but it gives you an idea of what colors I have. Some of them are mottled. And then I've got a couple pieces here. So here are the oranges and yellows. And once again, that shadow is there. Sorry about that, folks, but this seemed to be the best spot to take a picture. Yellows and greens. Hubby said to me, he says, how come you don't have any reds or pinks? I thought, oh my God, that's right. What happened? And then it came back to me. I remember when Marilyn was dishing out the dyes, she says, Rosa, do you want to try pumpkin orange? I said, oh, sure, okay, I'm not fussy. Anyhow, so I have quite a few oranges, which is okay, I don't mind. Those are nice colors for the fall, or for whenever. Okay, last two pieces to show you. This doesn't really show very well on the camera, but it's like a bright mustardy color. Mostly solid, and that's okay, because you do need solids. Now this one here, you're going to say there's fuchsia. Yeah, and what happened? There was leftover dyes, and we were all invited to put a piece of muslin on the ground and just splash some color on it. And I must have grabbed the fuchsia bottle. Anyhow, I really, really like the model look. The tie-dye look. But I love them all. They're all beautiful little babies, and I will be using them soon. Hi again. I'm glad you're back with me again. Okay, so I wanted to tell you that the fabric dyeing thing this year, I don't think it turned out as nice because well, just the one reason. I think it's because I used the big freezer bag Ziplocs, and I didn't put my plastic bags in tiny little mason jars or plastic cups, so the colors could not move around as much, we'll put it that way. So these big Ziploc bags I put the fabric in with the dye, well, they got moved around too much, so they became more like solid colors. I mean, they're beautiful, and I will be using them, but that's one thing that if I had to do it over again, hopefully I'll remember for next year, and hopefully Marilyn invites me again. The other thing is, I just went through my brain here. The other thing is some of the video I filmed, I had my cell phone up and down, rather than horizontal, it's much better. But I can't get the women back there or the food to take pictures properly. So I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. I do hope to get or plan to get some kind of stand to hold my cell phone or some other kind of gadget to hold my 35 millimeter, what we used to call 35 millimeters. Anyhow, and that's, oh my gosh, and the gloves. I think I still have a few stains like around the edges of my fingernails. You really, really, really need to use gloves. Even when you get home and you wait 24 hours, don't be fooled like me. It's best to use gloves. And the thing is, if it just was staining, it wasn't so bad. But what happens is, one of them, it kind of hurt my fingernail. I thought, uh-oh, that's going to become blistered. And well, it didn't. It's healing up, but it did hurt for a few days. So these stains or dyes, I mean, they are chemicals. And you have to treat them with respect. That's me. As I said, sometimes I go by the seat of my pants, and I should be being more careful. So those are basically the things that I learned. If you have a chance to go fabric dyeing with some friends, don't refuse. It is a blast. Even the colors are really not part of your genre. Well, hey, you know what? You can always give them to a good friend at Christmas time. I'm waving. I'll take them. Anyhow, I want you to think about fabric dyeing in the future, or if you go in a quilt shop, like I said, and you see these fabrics and they're really expensive, keep in mind there's a lot of work behind the background to make these hand-dyed fabrics. So this is Rosa from Rosa's Quilted Garden. Please subscribe. Please hit notification. Please share. The more the merrier. I love having a crowd, and so on and so forth. Bye now.